just wait for that to be confirmed.
Thanks.
The webcast has started.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the decision days of myself, Kirsty North, the Executive Lead Member for Universal Services, as well as Lulu Bauman, the Executive Member for Highways and Passenger Transport. These decision days are being broadcast in one session live on YouTube via the County Council website. I'd like to welcome Councillor Rob McAtter, Councillor Jackie Branson and Councillor Malcolm Wallace, who have joined us today. And we've had apologies from Councillor Pankhurst. So thank you, Malcolm, for stepping in. Deputations, we've got no deputations today, so we can head straight on to the first item on the agenda, which is the Hampshire Countryside Action Plan. And I believe Patrick is going to do a short intro.
Thank you, Councillor North. Good afternoon, everybody. So this is the Hampshire Countryside Access Plan. So this is the approval to adopt the draft Countryside Access Plan from 2025 to 2035. We've consulted on the assessment of current and future needs for the plan. You'll see in the report we've retained a number of delivery areas, but we've also included some new areas of focus. And you'll see within the appendices a report on the outcome of that consultation. But that's all I was going to say by way of an update. I'm very happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick. Are there any questions for Patrick? Councillors? Jackie?
Just one. I mean, it might not be relevant, but you know, the Hampton Thicket Reservoir and all the access points to that, I just thought it could have been mentioned, or maybe it is, but in sort of more guarded way. Just wonder how much that was considered.
Do you want me to take that?
If I may, Councillor North, can I hand over to Joe Heath, who's Deputy Director, who certainly his branch has overseen this work. But Joe, is there anything specific we want to say about any specific areas for this, including things like Hampton Thicket?
Thank you, Jackie, for mentioning it. There are a number of sort of quite large projects that we get involved with, and Hampton Thicket is just one of those. And what we do is work really carefully to make sure that the rights of way not only are protected, which is our statutory duty to do so, but also we look for opportunities to enhance access, giving people a bit more, not only accessibility, so in other words, making it easier for people to access the rights of way network, but also enhancing the rights of way network as well, so that it meets some of the other needs, like giving people access to nature, for example. So I think Hampton Thicket is a really good example of one of many schemes that we work on where we try and improve and meet the actions identified in the Countryside Access Plan through the opportunities that those big developments provide for us. So yeah,
thank you.
Helps.
Councillor Wallace.
Yeah, hi, thank you. Yes, we got a briefing on this at the end of last week, so I just wanted to make a couple of comments, if that's okay. I very much enjoyed reading the report. I like the financial section in particular about and it's perhaps something we can learn from another strategic plans about making it clear which bits we have to do, which bits we are trying to do, and which bits would be nice to do. So I thought it was really well written in that way. I just wanted to. I was pleased to see the new focus on delivering a climate resilient network. I actually walked the Solent Way recently, and at least 2 sections had been washed away. Clear signage was in place, so for diversion routes, which was all great, but it does give us this is just the start of what we're going to see. I mean, with local sea levels anticipated to rise by about 80 centimetres by the end of the century, this is a challenging issue, and will be one that we will have to address increasingly over the future years. So I was really pleased to see that in there. So that was all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Super. Thank you, Malcolm. I agree. It's really great that environmental resilience as we experience changes to weather has been highlighted as one of the new areas of focus, which is brilliant. And I personally am really pleased to see the health and wellbeing and access for all sections, the new areas of focus. I think it speaks for itself. The opening quotes, I think it was 92% of people agreed that visiting a green and natural space is good or positive for their physical health and 91% for their mental health, which is just speaks for itself when you are trying to portray the benefits to accessing the countryside and our green spaces. So it's just fantastic that we're focusing on that, because I think that's really important. Councillor Baumann, would you like the opportunity to say anything at this point?
Thank you, Councillor North, very kind. Nothing more from me other than obviously pleased to see this updated countryside plan, has come forward with all the new areas of focus, which I think Councillor Wallace has identified with you, and particularly pleased to see the emphasis on physical and mental well-being as well, and the use of the countryside, encouraging people to actually get out and enjoy it. So all good for me. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. In that case, I'm very happy to take the decision and approve the recommendations, which are set out in paragraphs 2 to 4 on page 3 of the report. And that's it for me. I get to hand over to Lulu. So over to you, Councillor Baumann.
Thank you very much, Councillor North. That's kind of you. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Executive Member for Highways and Passenger Transport, and thank you for attending my virtual decision day today, which continues to be webcast on YouTube via the County Council website. I have no public deputations today, so we'll move on to the first item, which is Wall Lane, Silchester Car Park Traffic Regulation Order, pages 65 to 128. And if I may, Patrick, ask you to introduce this report for me, please.
Of course, thank you, Councillor Baumann. So you're right, this is the Silchester Car Park Traffic Regulation Order. It's really a summary of the responses to the Traffic Regulation Order, which is about introducing off-street chargeable parking. And you'll see within the body of the report, we've made some amendments to the actual proposals following the responses that we received as part of that consultation. And we're looking to implement this in this autumn, subject to the decision. So that was all I was going to say by way of an introduction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I make some comments, would any of the councillors, the members in attendance, like to comment on this item? Councillor Wallace?
We had a briefing on this at the end of last week, and all of our questions were answered at that time. So thank you.
Thank you. Councillor McAtter, lots of countryside in your division.
I've got no real questions. I do have a point, though. I think that this is a really good example of just a scheme we're trying out in certain locations, and obviously the Daintree Hill Ford is the second one, just as almost to see what works, what doesn't work, and then to try and roll that out to others. And I think it's really important to see it in that context, that this is something we're going to, as a council, do more of. And I think it's a very well put together trial scheme to start on that route. So I'm very pleased with the work that's been done on it.
Thank you very much, Councillor McAtter. Councillor Branson. Anything?
No, just really to add, that the receipts are there to encourage the work and improve the site. So, I think people need to know those sorts of things.
Councillor North. Kirsty, anything from you?
Only just to agree with Councillor Branson, ensuring that the funds continue to improve the sites, and it's known that they are going towards the maintenance and management of those areas is really important. And as Councillor McAtter says, this is a trial. We're ensuring that we can learn from it and see how we can improve and recognise local concern at the same time, and see how best we can try and mitigate that, especially recognising the church's concerns. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor North. I think you've made some good points there with local knowledge, I think, as well. I was particularly pleased that following the first consultation, we took responses on board, we did a review, and we've come back with a revised plan, which I'm very happy to see. And I think that's been appreciated by those that were concerned before, because the response level is much less, very much less. I'd just like to make one comment, really. We have car parks down here on the seafront at Hayling Island,
not run by the county, but run by the district. And I pay £2.10 per hour for access to that seafront and use of that car park with no facilities. And I think, you know, the charging rate that we are proposing to introduce is very good value at the current rate of £1.20 for 2 hours. I think that's quite a marked difference for access to the countryside. And I'm very pleased also to see that volunteers won't be charged for working on the sites, and neither will blue badge holders. So I think it's a very good way forward to maintain this particular facility that, as you say, Councillor North, will also protect parking on grass verges and also at the church. So I'm very pleased to approve this proposal for this TRO. And I would like to say that I approve the recommendations in paragraphs 2 to 3 on pages 65. Thank you, everyone. So moving on to item 3, Danebury Hill Fort Car Park Traffic Regulation Order. And you can find this on pages 129 to 214. And once again, Patrick, if you'd like to just introduce this for me, that'd be kind. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Baumann. So again, this is the Danebury Hill Fort Car Park Traffic Regulation Order, as you mentioned. Again, it summarises the responses to the Traffic Regulation Order, which is about introducing chargeable parking. You'll see within the body of the report that we did an initial Traffic Regulation Order back in April 2025, which wasn't taken forward. And we looked at some of the responses to that. And so we did a revised Traffic Regulation Order and developed that, which had amendments in there, picking up some of those responses. And all of those are detailed within the report. But it reflects some of the comments you made on the previous paper about getting the right balance for listening to what responses we get and how we've developed proposals. But that was all I was going to say by way of introducing the paper. Thank you.
Thank you. Members in attendance, Councillor Wallace, let me start with you. Would you like to make any comment on this one?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Councillor McAtter?
No, thanks.
Rob,
Councillor Brown,
no.
this is fine. No.
Councillor Branson?
No, just to repeat what I said last time, really.
Thank you. And Councillor North, Kirsty?
Thank you, Lulu. I just wanted to thank officers for this recommendation we see before us. I appreciate the effort and work that's gone into altering the TRO from the proposed or the initial proposal, and the very unfortunate error that happened in April this year where the wrong price was displayed. So I'd really like to thank everyone for listening, for the engagement that's happened. I know I've personally gone and spoken to Amelie at Danebury, who operates the coffee van, and I know a lot of effort has gone into repairing that relationship and moving forward on a different footing. And I really hope that this will be welcomed by local residents who are regular users, dog walkers in the area, that they can have that annual pass option that we've introduced at this point. And also recognise that the TRO is future-proofed in that the hopes for the area and my personal ambition for the site could be realised, and that would extend to a new car park, and we've already covered that off here. So I just want to say a big thank you for listening and for actioning that in this way, and hope Councillor Baumann approves that today.
Thank you very much, Kirsty. Yes, I am very happy to approve this for the many reasons that you've outlined just now. Once again, thanks to the officers as well for the work done on this, but also for, as you say, for listening, you know, taking on board what the initial consultation presented to us from the residents, and creating you know, the new TRO that we see before us today. I know Councillor Drew is in support, and I think that's, you know, very important as well. And of course, once again, pleased to see that volunteers won't be charged, or blue badge owners. So I'm very happy to approve this proposal, and the recommendations on paragraphs 2 to 3 on page 129. And that's the end of this webcast. That's the decision made. And please, Caroline, could we stop the broadcast, the webcast?
Thank you. Of course, thank you, Councillor Bowman.